Hello there, my name is James Harrington, and if Spanish football is for you, then this is the place to be. Today I'll be doing my La Liga team of the season and comparing my team of the season to my halfway through team of the season that I did back in January and seeing how many players from then have made the final cut. So we start with my goalkeeper, and I've gone with Thibaut Courtois of Real Madrid. Now I feel like I'm slightly going against the grain because a lot of people would have chosen Oblak of Atletico Madrid, but I'm not doing it for the sake of it. I think there are valid reasons why Courtois should make the team of the season. Now, a lot of plaudits this season would have gone to the midfield trio and Karim Benzema. However, I feel like Courtois is an underrated performer, especially considering the makeshift nature of the defence at Real Madrid this season. I feel like Courtois has been formidable. 17 clean sheets is no mean feat, the best save percentage in La Liga with 81.9%. As well, what is noticeable about Courtois this season, he's assumed more of a leadership role, especially on the pitch, but also in front of the cameras, being more vocal, being more confident, and filling in for the void left by Sergio Ramos. Now, whilst Courtois has made my final cut, at the halfway point this season, I actually named Edgar Badilla in my team of the season. Now, I feel like the Elche goalkeeper had a solid campaign. He had very feline-like reflexes. However, unfortunately for Badilla, towards the back end of the campaign, he was replaced by Paulo Gazzaniga. We now move on to the left-back spot, and I've gone with Javi Galan of Huesca. Now, at the halfway point this season, I did have Honourable Mentions at my left-back spot. However, injury really did affect him in the second half of the season. But going back to Galan, and you must be asking yourselves, how can you have a player who was in a relegated side in your team of the season? Well, his stats don't lie. He really has an impeccable campaign, and he's attracting interest for a number of top European clubs, namely Leeds United. Now, Javi Galan was excellent going forward, and as well he presses the opposition high up the pitch. If you look at his defensive stats, he completes 3.2 tackles per 90, put him in the 94th percentile for Europe's top 5 leagues. He's also got most tackles won in La Liga, and as I say, he's excellent going forward. 7th in La Liga for progressive carry distance. He's 2nd in La Liga for most dribbles, only behind Lionel Messi, and as well he's 2nd in La Liga for most crosses into the penalty box. As I say, I expect this summer to see Javi Galan signing for one of Europe's top sides. Now, the first centre-back I've gone with is Jules Kounde of Sevilla, the first player in this team of the season to keep their spot from the half team of the season. Now, Jules Kounde, I've spoken about extensively on this channel before, is a really impressive defender. Someone who I feel is excelling under the tutelage of Julian Lopetegui. What I feel as well with Jules Kounde, this summer he will be crucial for France at the Euros. And I think at that moment, for those fans who don't follow La Liga, he'll be firmly on their radar. Jules Kounde is excellent at winning the ball and progressing it forward. Sevilla have kept 16 clean sheets this season and conceded the third fewest goals with 33. He is integral to that, forming a formidable partnership with Diego Carlos at the heart of the Sevilla defence. Someone who I feel is attracting the interest of Europe's top sides. But fortunately for Monchi and the Sevilla board, he's contracted to 2024. And if Sevilla really are all about challenging for that La Liga title, he's someone that needs to stay at the club. My other centre-back, Stefan Savic of Atletico Madrid, the Montenegrin defender, is another one of those unsung heroes for me. He was key in Atletico Madrid's title triumph this season. Now, he was part of one of the best defences in La Liga, conceding the fewest goals of any side. Stefan Savic, on average, completed 25 tackles and 1.2 interceptions. He had a really good combination with Felipe in that back line. Playing almost 3,000 minutes of football this season, having a pass success rate of 85%, and on average won 3 aerial duels per match. For me, Savic has transitioned to a more important role in Diego Simeone's side this season. At the halfway point, I did have Pau Torres of Villarreal, who I am a big fan of, but you had to expect in my team of the season a number of Atletico Madrid players would make the cut. Now we move on to the right back spot, and this is another player who was in my half team of the season and has made my final team of the season. That's Trippier of Atletico Madrid. Now, it must be said that Atletico Madrid's mid-season wobble coincided with the fact that Trippier had a 12-match suspension, but he was so instrumental this season in helping Atleti win their 11th La Liga title. He has a really exceptional connection with Marcos Llorente going forward, and he has excelled since Simeone switched up his formation from 4-4-2 to 1 with wing-backs. Only Galan of Valencia has got more assists for a defender this season than Trippier, with 7 to Trippier's 6. But again, let's not forget, this man was banned for 12 games. Now, it must be said that Trippier, when he moved to Atletico Madrid, many people thought he'd be forgotten from the England setup. However, he's been so exceptional this season, he firmly is in contention for a starting berth at this year's Euros. We now move on to my midfielders. Now, of the three, 2 of them I have made changes to from my half team this season to my final team this season. What I've done is, though, I've changed them with players from the same club. Starting with Frenkie de Jong of Barcelona. Now, formerly, I had Pedri in there, who clearly has burst into the scene and has had a brilliant season. However, if I was to be really picky, I felt like his performance towards the back end of the campaign felt slightly more laboured, more fatigued. But look, I'm here to hype up Frenkie de Jong. Now, the Dutchman who's come to the end of his second year at the camp now, I feel has flourished under Ronald Koeman. What we've seen with de Jong is that he's completed 3 goals, 4 assists in La Liga, 7 goals, 6 assists in all competitions. He's great at orchestrating that midfield play, really good at recovering the ball, but something that he's improved on this season is getting into the box as another attacking option. With de Jong, he is rated by Mundo Deportivo as the most valuable player in La Liga on future transfer potential. And you can see why. He has the highest pass success rate with 91.9%. Now, of the midfield threes in La Liga, Kroos, Modric and Casemiro of Real Madrid obviously get a lot of the praise, but I feel next season with de Jong, Busquets and Pedri, that midfield is going to be even stronger. My next midfielder, Casemiro of Real Madrid, and it was so hard to pick between the 3 of them. I could have gone with Toni Kroos. I could have gone with Luka Modric, someone who I picked to my half team this season, who has been simply rolling back the years and in fine form. This is another example of a player just edging it. Casemiro has been exceptional for Real Madrid this season, second in La Liga for tackles and interceptions combined with 154. He's as well been such a threat from set pieces, getting some really important and big goals, with 6 goals in total this season and 4 assists. He is such a valuable player for Real Madrid, and out of the midfield 3, the biggest loss if not on the pitch. Now, my next central midfielder is Marcos Llorente of Atletico Madrid, someone who's kept their spot for my half team this season and made the final cut. Now, Marcos Llorente is dubbed Mr. Versatile, happy to play in that attacking midfield role, central midfield role, defensive midfield role, and even for the national team, play at right back. Marcos Llorente is only one of 2 La Liga players this season to hit double figures for goals and assists, 12 and 11 respectively, in 37 La Liga appearances. 8th for most goal-creating actions, and what really impresses me about Marcos Llorente is not just his pace and his electric going forward, his eye for goal, it's the fact he never forgets his defensive duties and is more than happy to track back. What amazes me is that Real Madrid sold him to Atletico Madrid, and what is even more incredible is the transformation undergone by Marcos Llorente under the watchful eye of Diego Simeone. We now move on to my attackers, and I've gone with Gerard Moreno of Villarreal, replacing Lucas Vazquez, who unfortunately again, injuries got the better of him in the second half. Now, Gerard Moreno for me at times was simply carrying Villarreal and was so key in helping them win their first major trophy, the Europa League. He got 30 goals and 11 assists in 46 La Liga appearances. He's on course to become Villarreal's all-time top goal scorer. Gerard Moreno can play at the wing, he did that 10 times this season, but his intelligence, his consistency has been pivotal for Unai Emery this season. He has a higher goal conversion rate than Messi, Benzema and Suarez with 29%, and for me is the best striker that Spain has and someone who has to start the Euros this summer. So the next choice is my striker, and it's between either Benzema or Luis Suarez. At my halfway point of the team this season, I did have Iago Aspas, who did have a really good campaign. However, if I didn't go with Benzema or Suarez, you would have simply thought I was off my rocker. What I feel about Benzema is that he's been finally recognised for the top player he is, and has formed part of that conversation of world-class strikers. I feel in the past, football fans around the world kind of neglected him from that conversation. However, I'm going to go with Luis Suarez this time around. Now, Luis Suarez for me may not have as good a stats as Karim Benzema, but I'm trying to look beyond that, trying to look at a more holistic approach and the impact they've had on the team. And I feel with Suarez, he's lifted Atletico Madrid to that next level to be La Liga champions. He's brought a real winning mentality to Atletico Madrid, and that was clearly shown when Diego Simeone, towards the back end of the campaign, talked about the Suarez zone. Clearly, he's made Barcelona regret their decision to release him, as he won his 5th La Liga title. Got 21 goals this season and some really critical goals. I'm thinking that penultimate match against Osasuna. He won his side 21 points from losing position. For those reasons, I feel like Suarez pips Benzema for me. Finally, Lionel Messi of Barcelona, who's had one of the best seasons he's had in recent years. Topped the metrics in La Liga for shots, goals, key passes, dribbles, chance creating actions, man of the match awards, and as well joint 5th for assists. First player in La Liga history to be top scorer for 5 consecutive seasons, and it definitely felt he was such a much better player in the second half of the season. I did omit him at my half team this season, which really was a big call, but it just didn't seem to be working for him at the Camp Nou, and I went with Miguel Oyarzabal of Real Sociedad. However, in the second half of the season, he seemed to have a much better working relationship with Ronald Koeman. Not only did he perform really well in La Liga, whilst Barcelona had a really disappointing European exploits this season, in the Champions League he got 5 goals in 6 games, and he scored an absolute stunner against PSG. It's a brilliant way to end my team of the season. Lionel Messi is thoroughly deserving of his place in this 11. Before I wrap up, let's just do some honourable mentions. For goalkeeper, I've gone with Jan Oblak of Atletico Madrid. For defenders, Jesus Navas of Sevilla and Pau Torres of Villarreal. For midfielders, Toni Kroos, Luka Modric of Real Madrid and Dani Parejo of Villarreal. And finally, for strikers, Youssef En-Nesyri of Sevilla. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. The Euros are only a matter of days away, and I hope you're excited as I am. Do go check out my Spain Euro preview, and if you did enjoy this video, please do hit that like button, subscribe button, and do hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.